Alrighty, Roo and Cuckoo Cuckoo. I ran out of space and time and moment, which, Einstein would understand. But, he didn't really want his stuff, his math, and his concepts and everything to be used to create, you know, the atomic bomb. He felt bad about it. Now, it's not that he sat there and made it himself. He was just sort of part of it in the sense of, like, there was a thing and he had something to do with it. It wasn't simply a theory of relativity that did that. It was actually his active efforts, and he kind of got saved from Nazi Germany, and it's sort of like, yeah, no. And maybe I misremember history, and maybe I don't remember everything right, and maybe I'm wrong. 100%. I could be wrong. Like, maybe he had nothing to do with the atomic bomb. But it's my understanding, yes, he actually did, and felt really bad about it, and was not, like, super cool about it, but everyone just sort of tries to forget that. Because they'd rather the, not, is it Pollock Jackson version, where there's, like, the multiple colors of it, where there's, like, the picture of him, and he's got his long white hair, and he's making a silly face, which, is fun. Or he's like riding a bicycle or some shit like that. Like, Einstein was a fucking weirdo, and the world needs more of that. But also, yeah, maybe he helped that. I feel like other people would have probably helped that. He wasn't the only person who made that happen. There's somebody who was like quoted like I am become death. And they, it's such a dramatic thing, and it's like, people have debated that. It's like, that didn't actually happen, or it was whatever. I don't even remember who that, when the first nuclear test went off and stuff. He was a theoreticist, he's a theorist. He came up with, he's a theoretical mathematician. He said, well, like, you could do this, you could do that. Then he gave us everything so much more. If one of the things he gave us was that, and other people use it for ill-gotten gains, that's not on him, in my opinion. Somebody else probably would have figured it out on their own, based on what he had already done. I don't think he was the one that was like, here, this is how you make a fucking nuclear bomb. This is how you split atoms. This is how you make a atomic explosion. That's not it. I think he just was part of it enough that he felt bad. My favorite quote for Albert Einstein, other than the thing where he talks about, like, oh, well, people learn different, everybody's a genius, which I don't think is really accurate, but it's a fun quote. It's like, oh, you try to say, oh, well, you got a fish, you got a monkey, you got a, what was the other one, like an elephant or something, and you say they all have to do the same thing, and it's climb a tree. It's like, the fish is fucked, the elephant can't do it, the monkey's super good at it, and that's it. That's a fun one, but my favorite one is really him explaining relativity in very simple ways, which is, well, relativity is very simple. It's, you sit next to and talk to a pretty girl for an hour, seems like a minute. You put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, seems like an hour. And I felt like that was one of the most human and real things. I don't know about his love life. Honestly, I don't know if he ever married. I know all sorts of shit about him. For some reason, his love life isn't something that I recall. It doesn't stick. I know about his childhood. I know about a bunch of other shit. I know about a lot of stuff. I don't know if he ever married. I know he said a lot of things, and I can quote those things. He doesn't, God doesn't play dice with the universe, blah, 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 and people misinterpret that. I don't know if he had a wife, and that's weird. I know he was somewhat involved with the making of an atomic bomb, and he felt bad about it. But he didn't make it. He wasn't... and if he was, like, making it, he was probably forced to. As a part of him being saved from, Germany and stuff. My point is basically, like, I don't remember, but... Oh yeah, Ship of Theseus. There's thought processes, there's thought exercises. You gotta know the factors, and the factors actually change everything. You gotta consider everything, and unless you can consider everything, if you're just told blank and blank this, it's not accurate, it's not fair, and it's illogical to even participate. It makes it only logical to choose one over the other, because 1 against 5 or whatever. The Ship of Theseus, not the same, but I've loved riddles and thought exercises and experiments and stuff my entire life. I've sought them out. I enjoy the theoretical and fictional non-real. And my thoughts and my theories go far beyond most people's understanding, comprehension of reality. Not to say it's beyond other philosophers, mathematicians, etc., whatever. I researched quantum. I've done the thing. I'm not going to go into it. You can't prove that you're real, nor can I prove that I'm real. And I think that's interesting. Not just because, like simulation theory, which is a whole other thing. Just that simple fact. Everything could be a brain in a jar. This could just be a game, and it doesn't have to be simulated. It's not necessarily that. So, that said, I gave you my answers to those things, and no one cares, because no one's paying attention, and this game is definitely not that deep, or meaningful, or valuable. So I'm gonna move on. Thomas Arturo. Achieving the eternal through the disposable. Building a city that is like a ship of Theseus. Constantly changing its parts, yet maintaining the same purpose. Serving the same goal at all times. He is bastardizing the concept, but it is not wrong. That is definitely a potential interpretation. That is one way to think of it. Large-scale infrastructure that has something like an exhaust system for the spirit, something that disperses the toxicity around instead of concentrating it in a single place. Yeah, he might be Malkavian. He might be a fucking Malkavian that's just kinda... Yeah. This is all very Malkavian thoughts. Maybe Tremere, but I feel like he would, yeah, I would know about him. And then, like, Juno shows up out of nowhere. It's like, I got the notes, boss. Let's summon Cthulhu. None of what you're saying makes the slightest bit of sense. No, it actually does. It's just... if it does make sense, it kind of comes off as evil, and it's also not fully thought through. It's inaccurate, inefficient, incomplete concepts. Evil, and it's like, wow, you're the bad guy and you think that you're smart and you just really aren't. Arturo is momentarily stopped in his tracks. He stares into the sky for a few seconds before a sad grin appears on his face. Yay. Spoken like someone who's never really had what it takes to make it in the big leagues. Man. At this moment, I would just... Oh, if it was VtMB, just the first one, I would literally downgrade to the baseball bat, and I would just buff myself and just do everything I can with celerity and blood buff and everything, just till I could hit your head for a home run, just because of what you said. Or other things. Although Malkavians would have a hard time doing that. With a theatrical snap of his fingers, he gives the last sentence a sense of finality. Something has changed in the air. A woman's shape slinks behind Sophie's back. God damn it. Please don't be Sophie. Don't be Mia. Don't be Mia. Goodbye, Sophie. The shoveled woman with what looks to be a garden shears behind. Oh. Are you really gonna, like, Jason F-13 fucking her? Like, I don't remember which version of it, but still? Really? No, I'm gonna push her out of the way. Fuck all that. I use celerity, and you only take a few steps before her finger blinks right next to you and pushes you away. Ow. Well, I gave it a shot, though. Oh, no. I wasn't that fond of you, but still. Okay, well. Here we are, born to be kings. We're the princes of the universe. I just want to say, it's weird. I don't recall any of the Highlanders or Immortals in that series ever using shears, but totally would make sense. Sophie's red hair conceals her face as her head falls. God damn it. Separated from her shoulders. Well, I tried, but you saw me. Silence. Arturo's unpleasant laughter erupts right next to you. Oh, Tobias, your career is moving at a breakneck pace, moving up and up and up. Let me congratulate you on your promotion. It's going to be short-lived. You're about to, I'm next. Like, it's a chopping block, bro. Like, at least let me spit in his face before I die. What do you want from me? Like, you killed him! Like, I knew you were... I tried. Like, are you gonna kill me too? It's like, what do you want from me, dude? What's the rush? I was about to get to that. Was I supposed to ask you? I was supposed to ask you. Helena, feel free to leave us and take the Baron with you. Thomas, I don't think you should... Shush. You're just being jealous. Adelaide, escort the young prince, the prince and dear old Douglas, please. Sure thing, darling. Oh, what the fuck is going on here, Adelaide? Are you the not Mia? Or are you actually Mia? You have a literal fox. Okay. Like... You're like so Tim Burton, except for the whole like killing animals thing, cause you look like Tim Burton made Marla Singer from Fight Club, but somehow she found like a fox throw at a thrift store instead of a dress. I don't know. Plus the hair. I don't know, man. You're left alone next to Sophie's body. You try not to look, but it's hard to ignore her lithe frame decomposing in front of your eyes. Like, she's probably just, ashing. Congratulations, you've won this little game. You set out on a suicide mission and successfully brought down the power-hungry wannabe tyrant. Even it probably wasn't the way you imagined it. I feel like this is the ending you get playing the first time to encourage you to play again. Because where the fuck is Hope? She was the first one I put effort into. And what did they do? What did they actually do? They with the help of the person I dislike almost the most, saved me from being staked? Like, how pointless is that? Now you're free to enjoy paradise again. Life after death, immortality, eternal youth. What they don't tell you is, of course, living in paradise is inherently sinful when not everyone can partake, but you have time to learn how to live with sin, don't you? He takes a melancholic look at the city skyline surrounding him, the Statue of Liberty and the lights of Manhattan shimmering in the distance. So what? Her child, Torque, just got, escorted out, just come on then. New York taught me to believe in fate. My unlife began right here, and it began with utter despair. My first instinct to drown myself in books and keep reading and reading until literature gave me the piece of wisdom I needed to go on. Personally, I find reading a silly hobby in retrospect. I always had this minuscule hope that the next sentence I'd read could finally bring me salvation, but it never did. It only gave me fuel for this elevated, righteous, intellectual suffering. Well, I mean, if you don't mind, you can give me those shears and I could end that for you. But I'm sure you won't. But the more I read, the easier it was for me to boil every paragraph down to a power relationship. The characters' influence over each other, the writer trying to impress the reader, etc., etc. Well, aren't you smart for understanding the algorithm and the patterns inherent in the... Oh, yeah, no, it's all a fucking circle. It's the protagonist circle of the hero's journey, or whatever you want to call it. There's more steps, less steps, whatever. It's been done since before either of us existed. Fuck you, you stupid piece of shit. You stupid, barely important... You were only there from the very first moment, and then a little bit, and just wow. As far as the whole hero's journey, this game totally takes away any sort of personal power or ability to change or do anything. What could I have done? I could have pissed off Kadir and he could have killed me soon. I feel like even if I failed utterly at everything all the time, as long as I spent the time with whatever person, the worst way I could have done this is get myself killed by Kadir immediately. After that, don't do that. And then spread my time so thin that nothing gets accomplished. And I'm still probably going to end up here at this point. So unless there's going to be some happy turnaround, which I don't think is going to happen, and I get some sort of power or do something, I'm pretty well fucked, because I guess I'm a little hungry. I'm a bit hungry, and my patron's dead, and you took away Torque, and I don't have my coterie. So unless Hope is just gonna show up like, I am the night, I'm Batman, I'm pretty well fucked. The strings everyone pulls started to look like strands that weave into the fabric of fate. Once I saw its beauty, I got teary-eyed. My architect instincts kicked into overdrive. Yeah, no, you seem like a Malkavian that's not great, or also pretty bad Toreador. I didn't have to submit to fate. All I had to do was cooperate, and wait for my time to shine and give my input whenever needed until it trusted me to do more. Steps over what's left over, Sophie wiping his glasses with an elegant cloth from his pocket. And it did. Fate let me look after this city. With my architect's tool, I started quietly shaping the streets and corridors while Kaiser and his ilk shaped the information flow. And among many tools, this process gave me one of them with way too reliably to come against agents like you. The methods of time were cool, but the route was there and all you had to do was follow it. It's like, motherfucker, I'm pretty sure I'm a vampire because of you. You created me as a problem so that you could solve it. Check out the beat while the DJ revolves it. Like, that's it. Like, I didn't have to exist. You fucked up my shit. Also, you could do this? What did I even do? Expose others? Like, what did you want, man? Like, I followed Sophie. What's the point? Also, the fact that they just throw in a random character that shows up and decapitates my fucking patron, my adopted sire, with a pair of gardening shears, even though I try to use my powers to stop that, is pretty lame. Never see them before, don't know anything about them. Maybe if I'd looked more into this or that, I could have known, but lame. Like, I hate your face. I hate all this. This doesn't make me want to play the game. Some people write rule book passages and others plan city arteries. In the end, the effect is the same. Someone always follows. He puts on the glasses and gives you a long, hard look. You know, I've grown fond of you. You did so well, even though when that idiot Callahan tipped the Inquisition off, you still got out. I like that kind of resourcefulness. I could use that kind of resourcefulness. He uncovers his wrist. What, you expect me to just accept the beginning of a bloodbound? So take my blood, just enough so we can start off on the right foot as a sign of good faith, as a sign that you're ready to play in the big leagues, ready to behold the sights I prepared for you. Dude, just kill me. You are insufferable. I did not like Sophie. I did like other people. Everybody that's still around and doing stuff, I definitely don't like, so no. What do you say, Tobias? I say, suck my dick, motherfucker. Well, that's it. Damned if you do. That's the trophy I earned. Alright. I'm trying to find the environmental art. Philippe okay, I cannot say your name. Environmental animation. There's a lot of ones. I'm sorry. I tried to that. You guys, those people, Philippe and the others, you guys are like the best here. The rest of this, honestly, this game kinda sucks, bro. You're not responsible. You guys did your best, and I feel like you did above and beyond. I don't know if the whole, like, seeing things in the clouds and stuff was real or not, I don't even care. It was still really cool, and honestly, even if I say that's not a real thing and that was me hallucinating for various reasons, that's still the best part of the game, even without that, because the writing is not very good. The static everything is not very good. The dialogue is not very good. The ending is not very good. It's not very accurate to the World of Darkness that I'm familiar with, and I could be wrong. Oh my god, that is the shortest... That is the shortest fucking credit scene I've ever fucking had to deal with. I couldn't even give anything of a review. I thought, I mean, you know, normally credits are just like, they just go on and on and on. I've had to be like, oh yeah, no, I gotta like end this and start again. That's sad. How few people were involved. And it explains a lot. But the people who made those non-static backgrounds, kudos to you. Alright, I'm gonna end this and then try to do a thing.